Yeah. Awesome, baby. Luyan. Mambo Kings.
What's good? This is your boy Tico Trin, and I'm gonna talk about something that always made me laugh when I watch a lot of videos from a lot of content creators across the manosphere. And that's this notion that, white men are this target and are this target all of a sudden and everybody hates them and this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other, and so on, so on, forth on. And the thing that I always laughed about that is if you're a minority, it's like you're sitting there thinking to yourself, nigga, welcome to the club. It's been like this for years. When we were telling you this was happening to us, you weren't listening. You just brushed us under the rug, basically, and didn't listen to us. If you know what I mean, it's like ridiculous how like people think that they're all of a sudden this victim and they're basically Johnny come latelys at the time. Like it's like, look, dude, black people have been talking about this for years. You merely swept us under the rug for years. All of a sudden you're starting to feel the pinch now. So now we're supposed to like be like, oh, really? Well, when we were mentioning it, you didn't listen to us. You didn't seem to care about us. Now that you're feeling the pinch, we're automatically supposed to come to your aid now. Like, well, where was you for us? And I don't mean to make it a them versus us thing, but like you also got to take consideration too. This has been going on for black people for about 300-400 years till now, for the most part. And all of a sudden now in the 2000s, you're starting to feel the pinch now. It's like, oh my god. Like, look, dude, I get that you're feeling a pinch now, and I get that you're being demonized by women and shit, but you gotta look at it like this. You both been doing it to us for a very, very long time. So you're pretty much preaching to the choir. So why are you even bothered by this? What the fuck do you expect me to do about it? It's like everybody's okay when it happens to a certain group of people, but as soon as it starts happening to them, now everybody want to wake up and start paying attention to themselves. But it's like, fuck everybody else. It's all about us. Here's why there's this division in the manosphere. Because that thought alone and those lines that you quote alone basically are like a slap in the face to minorities, if you know what I mean, that's been in this country and has been suffering from this for a very, very long time. You're all of a sudden out of nowhere victimhood is like very disrespectful to people. And people take notice to that. And it's quite annoying. This is why there is the SYS BMs and the IPMORs. Because of this reason. Because this rhetoric won't be helpful or conducive to men's plight because you're complaining about yourself or you're complaining about being a victim when in fact black people's pretty much always been victims since day one. Well, when America became America and stuff like that, basically, but you know what I mean. But black people's always been black people's always been victims since it was. But the thing is though, we always want to change the narrative or change the history of black people to make it sound like black people are just, crazy and, they're just over exaggerating. But now all of a sudden you're starting to feel the pinch now. So now you want us to have sympathy for you. The thing is, I do have sympathy for you, but I don't feel sorry for you because you're late to the party. As I said, Johnny come lately. So I get your plight and I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, it's almost like you ignored our plight up until you start to feel the pinch. But then on top of that, when you started feeling the pinch, it turned into the you show. But the fact of the matter is, we've been like this forever. You're just now coming to the party on this this victimhood. So, and you always like, well, yeah, it's against white men and this, that, and the other. Well, this is why there's ITMOR, and this is why there's SYSBM. Because they hear you say this rhetoric, and it's kind of agitating, and it's kind of disheartening if you want everybody to be together and under one roof in the manosphere, if you know what I mean. You're basically bitch slapping your ally by saying this, when in fact, that they've been suffering this shit for forever. It was your women who put us through this shit that made it this way, and you let it run rampant. Last I checked in history of America, the black community was the last community to fall. Your community already had fell before that, but the black community was the last community to fall in American history. Y'all forget that, and you always say that black people didn't have this, black people didn't do this, but the fact of the matter is, feminism fucked up the black community, and that was the last community to fall. Before black people moved to the inner city, white women were in the inner city. You got to remember that. So before the ghettos was the ghettos that were today, white people lived in those places before black people did, before they fucked up the whole entire family dynamic of black communities, if you know what I mean. They were the last bastion of hope. Now we have zero bastions of hope.